Hello, hello. It is another Tuesday, and I wanted to do a quick check in on where I am with my overall financial goals. So, if you've been here for a while, you know the drill. If you haven't, I set some specific goals for myself financially. Some of them are annual goals, some of them are long term goals, some of them are lifelong goals. And I just like to check in with those every month or so and just see making sure that I'm on track for those every step of the way, even if it's very minimal progress. I want to make sure that I'm making small steps towards achieving my goals every day, every month, every week, throughout the deal. So, here's where we're at. My student loans, I am saving money and putting that money aside to pay off the student loans. I am not actually paying on those right now until that student loan pause is lifted. So when that interest pause is lifted, I have been putting away just money and money and money and setting it aside in a high yield savings account so I can earn a little bit of interest. And once that is done, once the interest kicks back in, payments go back to normal, any student loan forgiveness stuff is settled, then I will drop all that money onto my student loan. So for now, I anticipate this number staying the same until May or June or whenever that is. So that's where that is. My annual income last year ended with annual income at $72,308.94, and that is really rad because my annual salary for more than half the year was actually 58,000, which is really cool. So with overtime, which I am in a salaried position but still overtime eligible for now, wink wink. Um, Update on that coming soon. But so that position I was in for all of last year. So I actually started the year at 56,500, got a small bump to 58, and then ended the year at 66. But with overtime and bonuses and things like that, I ended the year at $72,308.94, which is very cool. I am tracking this by just seeing what my year to date total is at the end of every month. I recognize that it is a full week into February already, but I did write these numbers down at the very end of January. I just hadn't gotten around to filming it yet. So, at the very end of January, my annual income thus far was $6,924.69. Nice. So that is gross, obviously, not net. That is all my pre-tax, my pre-everything, but that is how we measure income for some reason. So there's where we're at. Um, so there we are. That's progress. Not, I mean, for 1 month, I'm sure some of that is bleed over from December, and I also got a bonus from December in January. But yeah, that's where we're at. So that's not terrible. I'm not doing so bad. Really grateful to have a job that really takes care of me compensation wise. I do live in New York City, so that does not go as far as it does in other places, but I also recognize that there are people who never get up to these kind of income numbers. So I am very grateful and I'm very surprised by it constantly and all the time because this is not the kind of money that I had growing up. So, anyway, net worth. My net worth is numbers. My student loans are extremely high. I'm paying them down. I do believe I will have them paid off in the next 10 years. But that's more based on manifestation than fact, but that's where I'm at. But so my net worth is heavily in the negative, but slowly creeping, getting up there, getting down there. I don't know how to talk about negative numbers, but right now my net worth is there. We are. I need a comma in here. All right, so that's what that is. Is it good? No. Is it better? Yes. And I'll take that. Just with making sure my credit cards are all paid down. My this is accounting for my 401k, my long-term retirement assets, all those things, which is very cool. So my net worth is getting up there. I absolutely expect to see this with 5 figures, not six, by the end of this year for sure, which is really exciting. I have never lived a life where I didn't have massive student loan debt as an adult because I've just been in school. I basically graduated high school, went right into school, and then continued through grad school. So it really does feel like I'm making like major strides in my adult financial life lately, which is really fun and cool for me. I don't. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that this number I have come to terms with, and I don't let it get under my skin so much anymore. I am, it has consumed my all of my being, and it is like I am a person who will be student loan debt free. I am. Like, I know that about myself. That is something that is going to happen. This is not something that's going to completely drastically take over my entire life. It's going to get paid off, and I'm making progress on that, and I feel really good about it. And that's where I am. Did not start that way. There was a time in my life where things were very difficult for me to come to terms with, and I just never looked at that number for like 2 years. I just didn't know how much student loan debt I had after I graduated, and then COVID came around, and I had a friend pass away from COVID when he was 29, and I realized that life is going to happen with or without me, and I need to figure it out. And I need to just come to terms with what life is right now and what I want life to be. And so COVID was a real good awakening for me, and I realized that this number right here is what it is, and it either can continue to grow because I'm not paying it and the interest is climbing, or I can knock it out and be done with it and have a life in my 40s where I am debt-free and happy and comfortable. And that's what I've chosen. That got a little heavy there for a second, but you know what? Whatever, man. Fat Fire. So I track this by, actually, you know what? I can show you what I track this by because you're looking at my screen. So I have a little file folder. This is early retirement. This is a, look, you can see right here. It's from Budgets Are Sexy, and this is something that they made, and I just drop my numbers in. So my brokerage account, my Roth IRA, my 401k, put all the numbers in. I put my withdrawal rate, and it says how much I would get if I retired right now every month. So that's what that is, and I think that's very cool and helpful. So if I were to hit my retirement date, this is how much money I would have to spend every month. And obviously, this is not a large number, but it is very motivating to me to see that grow and grow and grow. When I lived a life that I thought I'd never retire, and this is just what I'd be doing forever, and I'd work until I dropped, and I just didn't want that for myself. So the fact that this number exists at all is farther than I ever thought I'd get. So there's that. The home ownership line. So I have like a separate budget for just like long-term goals and like cozy little house things, and it's like me and my girlfriend do not have a joint bank account. We have not combined finances, but we do have a budget that we both have an account on. You know what I mean? So we are saving up for things on that budget, and one of those is home ownership. We are putting a very, very minimal percentage of the money that goes into there into home ownership, but it is the same percentage every time, and that is very motivating for me because, even if I'm putting, I think right now it's like $750 a week towards this, it is making progress towards my long-term financial goals, which, as you know, as I discussed, is very important to me. So right now, that is at $100. Is it enough for a down payment? Nope. But it is more than it was in December. So it just makes me feel good to know that I'm making little steps, even if it is like inconsequential little steps. Right now, there's $100. One day it will be enough for a down payment on a house, which, once again, as discussed, more than I ever thought I'd have. So then also, my fully funded emergency fund category, I am not actively contributing to my emergency fund right now because it is over a month of expenses. Well, look, I can show you that again. I don't know why I didn't just have all this stuff open. So my emergency fund, I track what I want by, I just have all of these things. And then it just, a little Excel action. Well, I think this is, it's numbers. It's not Excel, but, same thing. So I put how much these things cost me, and it does the math of how much like a 12-month emergency fund would be the X amount of money, and that's in this category. I think for me, 6 months makes a lot of sense for my mental health and my brain. When I get to that point and I want to, have a full emergency fund sitting somewhere, I think the 6 month is the one I'm going for here. But I'm not actively saving for that right now. I also have over a month fully funded emergency fund, so I feel pretty good about that. But I am keeping that student loan money that I was talking about in the high yield savings account. So every month it's getting a little bit of interest, about 3.5%, 4%. I don't remember. I think it's 4, whatever. But it's in like a Goldman Sachs savings account, earning a decent high yield savings thing while it's sitting and waiting for the interest to kick back in. So I'm just rolling that money into my fully funded emergency fund because, as I said, tiny little incremental steps. Can you tell that I'm reading Atomic Habits right now? So where we are right now with that. I'm measuring by percentage. So 22.7%. It's going up like $35, $40 a month, which is rad. I haven't put money into it in a long time. It's been sitting in the same percentage for quite some time because I'm prioritizing the student loans and all those other things, but it feels nice. It's good that it's going up a little at a time. Maybe after June I'll keep going, putting like $50 a month or something towards it, something small. And then this one is a 2023 specific, but it's something I wanted to track. So my goal is to only spend $2,500 total eating out for the entire year of 2023 because I spent $5,700 last year and I was not happy with that. So where we are right now is in January. This is technically still within budget. I'm just going to say it is $201.72. It's more than I wanted to, but it's less than my goal. So $5,700 is about $475 a month. So that's crazy. So we cut that in half, and that's $237. So, I'm way under that, way undercutting it in half. $2,500 is actually a little less than half, but I was very unhappy with that number. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm sticking with it so far, and I'm feeling good. I'm happier. I'm eating more at home, making good meals. We got some good cookbooks for Christmas, so yeah, feeling good. Progress in every single category across the board. Student loans, no, but technically yes, But yeah, feeling good. I feel like I'm on track. I feel like I'm making moves. I feel like I'm achieving my goals a little bit at a time. And that is my January check-in. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. I know I love to ramble, but it makes me feel happy to be able to check in and show you guys that those little 5-10 minute budgeting videos that I do every week are really amounting to something. So thank you very much. I appreciate you all greatly, and I will see you on Friday.